Well, the topic says that actions speak louder than words. To write a word or to record a word, we need to put ourselves in the name of the action. I would like to start. You may say a story, you may say it's a real incident which never has repeated itself. While India was chasing, the scoreboard was 290, and India is supposed to win if the India is going to chase 290 above 291. At the time of the screech, Gautam Gambhir and Sachin Tendulkar were chasing the run, and they were the openers. So one of the Australian players, Brad Hogg, has bowled him out, and he was over the moon. He was in the seventh heaven that he has done something miracle. So all of a sudden, after the match has ended, all the shutterbugs were going to taking the photographs. All the scribes were writing different articles that something miracle happened in the field of the cricket. So still, it was a dream for Mr. Hogg. He can't believe it that he has shattered the stumps of the cricketer called who is well known in the field of cricket, known as God of Cricket. He is none other than Sachin Tendulkar. So still he was in the pipe dream. After the match, that particular ball with which he has bowled him out, he went with that ball and he said, please, I need your autograph. So with a smiling face, Sachin Tendulkar has wrote, this will, Sachin Tendulkar has written, this will never happen again. So now this particular sentence or the words which has framed a particular sentence is not the greater thing. The greater thing is what? After this, Sachin Tendulkar and Brad Hogg once again come across 21 times, but either of the single time he has bowled him out. So this is called the real action in the name of the words. So now what I wanted to mean, whenever we are going to take some actions, maybe in the name of the form of the words or maybe in the name of the form of a word, that is not the greater thing. How to maintain, that is the real thing. Just because at the very beginning I have already clarified, to write a particular word, if we do not put ourselves in the name of the action, in the literature word, if we do not use the verb which is known as action, it can't possible for us to write a single word. So for that reason, I highly agree with this topic that actions speak louder than words. So now there's another one story which you have read in the level of class 6 standard, the bird eye. The stories most of us will know, but once again I would like to repeat. Five Pandavas and 100 Kauravas. And not only the preceptor, guru, or the guide, whatever you say, that particular guidelines they were going to take place. But ultimately, not only the one person was highly dedicated, the Arjuna. He hit the bullseye in the name of a bird eye, an eye rather. Why? Just because the word which he is to get, that is not the satisfaction for him, or that is not satisfied him. What he felt of that, behind that he was kept on doing some practical workout in the name of the action to keep the perfection. So now over here also once again it has proven that if we need to prove ourselves, that is not the word to retain somewhere, that is not the word to speak out, rather than the action. So now for that reason I highly sing with this notion that actions always speak louder than the words.
Some of the books by written by some of the great writers, like Sarath Chandra Chattopadhyay. There was a book. I've forgotten the name of the book for which he was arrested. Nazrul was arrested because he published a magazine. Nazrul was arrested. Even Dinobandhu Mitra wrote a book, perhaps Neil Darpan. The name of the book was Neil Darpan. Such was the yes, yes, right. So these books really created fear in the mind of British. The words will spread like anything, and that is why they were arrested.
See now in
So,
this context,
and also present generation Taslima Nasrin, you know the name. These words, only words, that really set the ball rolling.
see now over here I cannot be eye to eye agree with it,
Hmm.
or I cannot be acknowledge the fact
Hmm.
just because whenever we are going to take an action against of something or for something, we need to see whether it carries the can or not, whether it will hold water or not. It's not that action, for that reason I have the strength, for that reason I have the power, so I need to show my action. No, not that exactly. So action, whenever I am going to decide, going to take, so I need to see after the mat what are the calculations are going on. Just because there is a basic difference between this kind of boo-boos made by a number of people, those who are only regret themselves, they are
No,
the
no,
educated people.
examples that I have cited, as you are
That
told,
I
that
already told. If
what about the impact of these words, their words, the
just
road?
because I do not know much about these great writers, which name you have mentioned, or
No,
their
you know Sarath
books,
Chandra Chattopadhyay,
I
you
know, but
know.
in detail I didn't gone through. So for that, by name I know,
Hmm.
but their impact of the writing or the books impact what is totally in our lives.
The pain is mightier than the sword.
Yeah, right.
Yes, this, but what Mr. Shah has mentioned, those books I haven't gone through.
That is what
You don't have to go through, but there is the impact. I have told already
the
that
pain is mightier
yeah,
than the sword.
Sarath Chandra Chattopadhyay was arrested. Dinobandhu
That's why then, so
arrested.
for
The
that reason,
such was
I
the
need to
impact.
see
Even
whenever I am
Taslimar
going.
Asrin was not allowed the visa in India.
For that reason,
Right.
I am highly may not be agree with him.
Then-
Partially, I
then-
may be agree with Mr. Shah, but I want to say on this set that whenever a person is going to take an action, the person has to see the aftermath. What is the reaction? Just because Newton third law, we should not forget every action has opposite and equal reaction. To keep my words intact, my action can be against of my own self. So for that reason, whenever I am going to take an action, that action what causes the action, how far it is in favor of mine, in against of mine, that I need to calculate. Otherwise, it is valueless. To keep my words and this particular thing, I don't think so. It is in generalized way. If you can see, it is has no impact. This particular action has, to some extent, someone like the dedication and the devotion, and a person who has a real hunger up to be something. Had it been so, today Sachin Tendulkar's son could have been a second Sachin Tendulkar. Mr. Amitabh Bachchan's son could have been a second Amitabh Bachchan. Why? They are not just because themselves, that particular hunger, they didn't help them to grow up. And they didn't burn the midnight oil. What are the things? Their fathers, respectable means fathers, they did so. Just because for them there was no leg up. For that reason, they didn't get anything. Even there is a recent one of the icons in the cricket world, the youngster's name I forgot, who played means very well in the test. Okay, that means he was the
Nitish Reddy.
no, who was means water ball seller with his father.
Jaiswal.
Yeah, Jaiswal. So he is one of the young talented means icon. Just because he used to be tolerate the means abusive words,
What was Schiller?
means his father was the water ball seller and he used to accompany his father in the evening. Since the morning to afternoon, he used to be on the streets in the name of practice. In the evening,
In which state?
he was most probably in Mumbai, if I'm not wrong, if I'm not too much wrong.
Maharashtra.
Okay, so
Yes,
now the question is that he used to stay in that particular ground in a particular one tent with the means caretaker, and he
Now
used
is he playing for the country?
yes, he has means given a well performance. Previously, he was highlighted through the IPL match. He was going to play in the Rajasthan Royals. So from there, he was highlighted, and after that, he got chance in the Indian team, and he has played very well in the Test match.
But
And
how did he find time to practice?
that was in the morning. The practice session was for him morning to in the afternoon, and after that he used to take little rest, and after that he used to accompany his father in the evening to sell out all the water balls. So this was the story. So now the question is that the hunger and the dedication makes somebody, just because the action doesn't comes willingly in someone, the actions comes whenever a person really start, right, I need to be, I have to be.
The hunger is the best sauce.
That's true. So for that reason, the hunger or the desire or the achieveness mindset makes a person to be active in the name of the action.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay. Good evening.